This meeting is called to order in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Law. In accordance with Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, adequate notice of this meeting has been provided. This meeting of March 16th, 2026 was published in the Courier News and Star Ledger, placed on the borough's website and bulletin board at Borough Hall. A copy of this notice is available to the public, and a copy of this statement shall be included in the minutes of this meeting. Mayor Brian Gallagher.
Here.
Council members, Teresa Bonner,
Here.
Andrew Conti,
Here.
Glenn Denny,
Here.
Randy Pitts,
Here.
Gina Stravic,
Here.
Roger Verm.
Here. All right, I'm going to ask everybody to stand because we are honored tonight to have with us the Girl Scout Cadet Troop 60726, who will be presenting the colors.
Color Guard attention, Girl Scout attention, and Borough Council attention. Color Guard advance. Girl Scouts and the Borough Council, the flag of our country. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good? Okay. You're in charge. Gina and Teresa, come down. Join me. So it's always a pleasure to have Girl Scouts, fine young ladies here who joined an organization that will prepare you for your future, and we think that's wonderful. And we also thank your troop leaders and parents who showed up tonight. We just think this is a wonderful thing. I have joining with me Councilwoman Teresa Bonner and Councilwoman Gina Stravic. Gina is a lifetime member of the Girl Scouts, and she is very particular when the Girl Scouts come, and so she's going to help. Actually, you know what, Gina? If you would read this, I think that's very appropriate. Thank you.
Proclamation recognizing Girl Scout Week of March 8th to 14th, 2026. Whereas in 2026, Girl Scouts across the nation celebrate the theme, Making Today Better, reaffirming their commitment in positive action, environmental stewardship, community care, and the belief that girls have the power to change the world. And whereas in 1911, while living in the United Kingdom, Juliet Gordon Lowe met with the founder of Scouting, Robert Baton Powell. From this meeting, Lowe developed the idea to create the girls-only organization that brings girls out of their homes to the great outdoors to serve their communities and provide a platform for them to develop self-reliance and resourcefulness. Upon arriving in the United States, Lowe began planning to start Girl Scouting. And whereas on March 12, 1912, Lowe gathered 18 girls and organized the first Girl Guide troop meeting in Savannah, Georgia. That officially led to the founding of the organization. Later that year, Lowe tried to merge Girl Guides with Girl Campfire Girls, and the organization rejected her proposal because the Campfire was the larger group. She made the same attempt with the Girl Scouts of America, but the founder, Clara Lister Lane, believed Lowe copied her organization and threatened her lawsuit. Girl Scouts of America eventually shut down as it lacked financial resources, and whereas Girl Scouts continued to empower girls by fostering leadership, confidence, character, and community service while preparing them to make the world a better place. Now, therefore, be it resolved that I, Brian Gallagher, Mayor of the Borough of Somerville, or I, Gina, you want to read the last part?
Along with the Borough Council.
Along with the Borough Council, Somerset County, State of New Jersey, together with the Borough Council, do hereby proclaim March 8th to 14th, 2026 as Girl Scout Week in the Borough of Somerville, and encourage all residents to recognize and celebrate the contributions to the Girl Scouts and their leaders to our community. As a longtime Girl Scout and volunteer, I can testify on the value of the program. Girls, this is only the beginning for you. As cadets, I always say stick it out to the end, go right through to high school. And I challenge you to earn one of your government badges as well. Teresa, you want to give that to the young lady there? I also not sure about the AI in that proclamation because we do have a justified legal entity as in Girl Scouting. But at any rate, thank you for being here, and where girls grow strong, right? So, and to all the leaders in the room, this work can't be done without you. So thank you. I spent 35 years as a leader, so I know what goes into it. So continue the good work.
Color guard dismissed.
Thank you, ladies. Great job. If I could have everybody stand for just one moment, I'd like to have a moment of silence. We had a longtime borough member pass recently. His name was Alan Bell. Longtime fire department member, longtime citizen of Somerville. He was a high school state champion wrestler. He was a Navy veteran. He was a member of the West End Hose Company. He was 92, so he was a member for a long time. He was a two-time Olympian cyclist champion, 1956 and 1960. And he was also a gold medalist in track cycling at the Pan Am Games in 1959. And he was inducted into the United States Bicycling Hall of Fame in 1994. So please, a moment of silence for one of Somerville. Thank you. And I'm sure, Rich, you have some stories. Yeah. Okay, motion for approval of the minutes of March 2, 2026.
So moved. Second?
Discussion? Roll call.
Council members: Teresa Bonner,
Yes.
Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Zaney,
Yes.
Randy Pitts,
Yes.
Gina Stravic,
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, departmental reports and notices are as listed. I will run through them. Effective on or around April 1, garbage bags of solid waste are no longer allowed to be placed on the curb for pickup without being placed in an appropriate garbage receptacle. Number 2 is election district number 3 has been moved from Somerville High School on Davenport Street to West End Hose on 135 West High Street. Well, it's really no longer West End Hose. It's actually the Somerville Rescue Squad now, so we'll make that change. Election district number 8 is moved from Lincoln Hose on Warren Street to the Somerville Civic Center right here, 24 Robeson Street. And believe it or not, the Memorial Day Parade is coming around on May 25th. Obviously, we will have the parade, we'll have the bike races, and all the ensuing fun that happens on Memorial Day. Glenn, I'm sure we'll have more to share with that over the course of the next few weeks. Committee reports. Andrew.
Historic Advisory Committee meets next week here in this building. I invite everybody who's interested to come. There are obviously a few historic buildings up for discussion in town, potentially for development. It's worthy coming in to learn the history and joining your voice to the Historic Advisory Committee if you have time. Thank you.
Thank you. Gina.
Tomorrow, the Board of Health meets, Wednesday, the Board of Health meets at Warren Street County Office Building, so all are welcome for 6 p.m. meeting. The rescue squad has responded to 76 calls to date for the month of March. Also, I was able to join them yesterday for a nice breakfast prior to the parade that they had at their building. So again, we always thank them for their good work and responsiveness to our community.
Great. Thank you. Glenn.
Great. Thank you, Brian. As you were saying, Tour of Somerville, we'll have the 81st running of that bicycle race after the parade on Memorial Day. There'll be a lot more details to come, but I know the committee is busy working on improving, especially the community zone there in front of the courthouse, and so lots of fun things. Keep an eye out on social media, and we'll definitely have more details soon. Fire department has had a busy start to 2026. We've had 63 calls in January and 48 calls in February. We thank them for their participation in the St. Patrick's Day Parade. And also, we did change our clocks a week ago, so I didn't get a chance to remind you before, but we'll remind you now. That's always a good chance to check your smoke detectors and other carbon monoxide and everything else, make sure they're working, and change those batteries. So fire department urges you to do that. And then for our Environmental Commission, we had a busy meeting last Tuesday. We discussed the community solar, which we'll see a little bit later on, I think, here too. Downtown street trees, Wallace Houses, lots of different events, including a 250 event honoring also the Salem oak seedling that was planted on May 24th at 3 p.m. There's the ferry trail is in the works, and then some other upcoming dates. We have a volunteer opportunity on March the 28th to help out with the Peters Brook habitat restoration. It's at 9:30 in the morning. You can sign up online and find all those details on the socials. Also, the lottery for the J. Scott Community Garden will be coming up soon in April. And then, of course, the townwide cleanup on not quite Earth Day, but we're celebrating Earth Day on April the 25th, followed by the Green Fair at 11 to 2. The cleanup will be at 9. We'll meet on Division Street. So we'd love to see all your faces there. And we will also then, of course, meet on the second Tuesday of April and talk more details. So
Awesome.
Thank
All right,
you.
Great. Thank you. Teresa.
Thank you. So the next Public Safety Committee meeting is this Thursday at 6 p.m. right here at the Civic Center. And they encourage anyone in Somerville who has a safety issue they'd like to bring up to please come to the meeting and let us know what you've noticed is unsafe in Somerville. And for the DSA, the Liberty Lives Here Somerville 250 has begun with a 4-date history on tap series hosted at 3 participating downtown restaurants starting March 29th. And that's all.
Thank you. Randy.
I have nothing to report at this time.
Okay. Roger.
Some updates from the Recreation Commission. Hopefully, with the weather starting to turn, the courts for the pickleball and for the tennis should be finished soon. Registration is open for youth tennis lessons and adult pickleball lessons. Tennis lessons will be held on Monday or Wednesday afternoons. That they'll be split up into grades K-2, 3 to 5, and 6 to 8. Pickleball will be held on Sundays or Tuesdays for beginners and advanced beginners, and on Thursday nights for intermediate and advanced players. A new seniors-only pickleball class will be held on Tuesdays from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. for residents 55 and over. And classes are exclusively for Somerville residents and students attending school in Somerville. As always, you can register at register.communitypass.net/Somerville.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. All right. We have a couple of presentations up for tonight. First up is the solar project on our, what we affectionately call the landfill. This is a long time in coming. We're fortunate to have the BPU, the Board of Public Utilities, finally give us approval on this project, and we're hoping that we can kind of fast track it. So, Colin, if you can kind of give us an overview, and then we can go right into the presentation.
Thank you, Mayor. We've got a number of people here tonight to make you more acquainted with what we've been through and what we're planning on doing on the landfill with solar. However, the background is that, as the mayor said, we've been working on this for probably 5 or 6 years. The BPU, in their wisdom, Board of Public Utilities, which controls all the utilities in the state and the rates they can charge and all the programs, decided that the community solar program the pilot program had fulfilled its purpose, and the allocated wattage had been reached, and so the program just died while we were in mid-stride. Fortunately, the program was restored this year. The the cap on energy available has significantly increased. And the gentleman behind me in the vest, resubmitted our application at midnight a week ago Thursday. And that was the first application in, and I'm pleased to report, as Brian said, it's been approved, waiting for the DEP to confirm that this array is going to be actually placed on a landfill. And you can't even make this stuff up. The gentleman that was here at the last meeting saying how good we were at remediating landfills has to say, yes, you're going to put a solar project on our landfill. That will take place this week. So that's really all I'm going to talk about. Eric Millard, who is the Chief Commercial Officer for CS Energy, which has been acquired by a Californian company, will be transferring the project to a New Jersey company called CEP, which are based, I believe, in Red Bank. And we've got a number of representatives from both CS and from CEP, and their attorney who can cover all the aspects that you may have as far as questions. But one point that I'd point out to you all now, that in the agreement we have with CS Energy, there is a clause in it that says the project can be transferred and the borough cannot reasonably withhold it as long as it passed the test of financial ability and project capability. CEP has provided both to us. Our financial consultants have affirmed that they appear to have the financial wherewithal to move forward with the project. And so having said that, I'll vacate this seat, turn the other microphone on and let the gentleman come up. And Kevin, we need your password.
Yeah, and you can pull up the chair too, might as well.
You can introduce your own selves.
I will. Where is the presentation? You got it up.
You want it to run as a slideshow?
Sure, yeah, we just do the,
If I can find the cursor. What have you done here, Kevin? Here we go. I can do it that way. It should show up properly down there.
y'all can see the,
They're going to switch over now.
there, okay, great. Perfect.
So gentlemen, before we even start, let's just, if you would, just introduce yourselves, both to the governing body as well as the public, who you are, where you're from. Yep.
Yeah, I'm happy to start. My name's Eric Millard. I'm Chief Commercial Officer with CS Energy. As Colin mentioned, we were just acquired by Solve Energy. And as part of that acquisition, we are shutting down parts of our business, including the development work that we're doing here in New Jersey. So I think we mentioned that to you the last time we met. But I've been very close to this project since the beginning in 2020 and have been part of the entire redevelopment process, including the last couple of years of delay with the BPU. It's been a little painful, but we're happy to get it where we are today. I'll pass it over to Steve.
Sure. Steve Goen from Giordano, Halloran, and CISLA. I represent CEP Renewables. I'm actually general counsel for CEP. I've represented them for about 10 years and have been involved in all the projects that they've done in New Jersey and now elsewhere, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Florida, other places. So, and I've done a lot of work with Eric and CS Energy over the years. So happy to be stepping in and have the opportunity. And to my right, Tom, and down there, Mark, also with CEP. You guys can introduce yourselves.
Yeah, Thomas Watt, Vice President of Construction Estimating at CEP Renewables. I've been with CEP about 2 years, but prior to that, I actually worked with Ian and Eric. I was at CS Energy for about 13 years, developing and building projects with them.
Great.
And hi, Mark Axe. I'm Senior Project Manager for CEP Renewables. I've been with the company for 2 years now, and in solar for about 18 years, doing commercial and residential solar for a long time, and just really enjoying this very interesting foray into landfill solar, which our company I think is quite the best at doing that, and happy to be here tonight presenting.
Thank you.
I'm Ian McCoy. I've been with CS Energy for about 5 years now, working on this project with you guys. Happy to see it's been approved in the second phase and almost ready for construction.
And just full disclosure, when Colin said that I was up at midnight submitting the application, that was actually.
That's called delegation.
That's right.
All right, you guys are on. Go ahead,
Yeah,
tell
so
us.
Let's do it. So we've got a short presentation here just to try to provide some history for those who haven't been as involved in the project as we have over the years. Basically the crux of this project is we are redeveloping this landfill site into a solar project. The project's going to involve fully remediating and capping the landfill and topping that with actually 2 5-megawatt community solar projects that will sell discounted electricity to local residents. We're going to be providing roughly a 29% average discount to subscribers. Going to save people almost $600 a year per household, and it will give enough power to about 1,500 homes in the local area. And I think one of the important pieces of this project is that the landfill capping and the whole remediation of the site is going to come at no capital cost to the borough. So we are funding that out of our own pocket, and we've gotten a large grant from the New Jersey EDA through the HDSRF program to fund 75% of those capping costs. So it should be a great project, win-win. The last piece of the puzzle that we needed was this BPU approval, which came through last week. Obviously, pending the DEP needs to confirm that the site actually is a landfill, which is, again, laughable, but that will be coming this week. Now that we have that done, because of what's happening at the corporate level at CS Energy, we obviously wanted to bring in a partner who we trust at CEP. We've done about 100 megawatts of projects with CEP. I've been working directly with Steve and his colleagues for about 10 years here in New Jersey. We have a lot of respect for these guys, and we think that they are the guys who can get it across the finish line. We anticipate, and they can talk about this in a little bit, but we expect that the project will break ground in 2026 once if the weather eventually improves and dries out. We need the site to be a little drier to be able to effectively move some dirt around. And we expect it will be operating in 2027, actually selling power to residents in 2027. Just gives you a brief idea of the work that we've done. It's kind of amazing. Like, we first started working on this project in 2020. We were appointed the redeveloper. We've done a lot. We've gotten over a half a dozen permits on the project. We've had to go through a variety of different complexities with the New Jersey BPU. We worked very closely with Colin on getting the grants that we need for the project. We've worked with PSE&G to secure the interconnection rights. We've worked with, we just got an easement from New Jersey American Water so we can cross the site. So there's been a lot of work that's gone into the project from a real estate, from a permitting, from an interconnection, from a regulatory standpoint. And we finally are at a point where we actually are, quote unquote, shovel ready here now that we have the BPU approval. I think, this is an important transition for us to step out and for CEP to step in. Like I said, we feel very confident in these guys' ability. Tom Watt actually mentioned this a minute ago. He worked for my team for a number of years, and he was actually, in 2020, was the person who put together the first estimate for what it was actually going to cost to build this project. And so we have a lot of institutional knowledge actually built into CEP and their team as a result of that. So again, we have a lot of confidence in these guys being able to step up to the plate and get the project done. And so with that, I pass it over to Steve and his colleagues. He can give a little bit of an overview of who CEP is and their plans for the project, and we're happy to answer any questions that y'all have after that.
Sure. So thanks, Eric. Yeah, I think Eric and I met about 10 years ago at New Jersey Resources office when we were working on the first project that CEP did in New Jersey, which was a brownfield in Old Bridge, about 18 megawatts. So we worked together on that project. The project that you just saw on the screen, I think, was Mount Olive, which is that's one of CEP's most important projects probably that we've done over the last 10 years. That's a 26.5 megawatt landfill project. It's the largest, I think, still largest landfill solar redevelopment in the country. And that property actually was a former EPA Superfund site. CEP actually owns 2 EPA Superfund sites, or former Superfund sites. One of them is still an active Superfund site with ongoing remediation. CEP owns 2 other landfill properties. So in addition to doing the landfill redevelopment and the construction and installing the solar, CEP actually owns and operates the landfills after the solar is installed. So company has a good degree of experience with that. This project fits right into what CEP basically does, which is redevelop brownfield and landfill sites with solar. Done this type of project across the state, transacted a couple hundred megawatts in New Jersey. Currently working on a project in Ohio that actually, when it's done, is going to be just slightly bigger than Mount Olive. So it'll actually eclipse Mount Olive as the largest landfill solar in the country. And we have some other projects going on in Florida and Virginia and Pennsylvania and other states. So, but this is really, this project in Somerville is really what CEP was built on, which is brownfield and landfill redevelopment. And we have quite a bit of knowledge, both internally with CEP and then the consultants that we use, and obviously working with partners like CS Energy. So just excited to get started on this one.
Great.
Happy to answer any questions anybody has.
So I'm going to go off to, I was going to say Andrew first. Yeah, okay, all right, that's fine. Gina?
I did have one question. I know
Sure.
the residents would love to be able to save money, so what is the application and qualification process?
Sure, yeah, so we'll get into that. That happens towards the very end of construction, so you don't want to do that too early, because if you sign people up too early, it takes a year to build this project, and they're gonna be like, where the hell's my power, kind of thing. But that will start to happen in 2027. There is an application process. A really important part of the New Jersey community solar program is that 51% of the power has to go to low and moderate income households. So that's part of the application process, to make sure that we're verifying those types of people, and making sure that we are filling that allocation for those folks first. But generally speaking, what we've done in the past is partnered with the municipalities that we're locating these projects in, and they'll help us with marketing and getting the word out at events like this and things like that. And oftentimes we will advertise at local 5Ks and different things like that, whether town fairs and things like that, to get the word out. But it's generally a pretty simple process. The BPU is actually working on streamlining it even further, so that we can, it's a very simple and seamless process to get people signed up.
Yeah, and just from CEP's perspective, we would likely partner with a subscriber organization that would do some of the things that Eric is talking about. I think the first thing that we'd probably do is go to the governing body and say, hey, what's the best way for us to get the word out to the residents of Somerville? And we've done that in other towns where we've done these types of projects, of partnering with the municipality to make sure that the residents are being notified of when the opportunities are available. So that is definitely something that we would do. But like Eric said, it comes sort of towards the end of the construction process, when we're about to hit commercial operation.
Thank you.
Can you speak briefly about the benefits of either opt-in or opt-out for that? I know that's way ahead, but.
Yeah, well, I mean, that would be our preference, I think, if we could do it that way. It just makes things a lot easier to just do an opt-in. Rather than have to go door to door and sign up individual customers, we would prefer to go that route if the municipality was open to it. But again, that's something that we would work with you on.
Okay, thank you.
Anybody? Good?
Well, it's my turn. Okay. Well, thanks, guys. This is a great project. I'm happy that it's moving forward, and we're going to get it done despite all the things that are happening on a macro level with solar and whatnot. So, and for our landfill to be closed, I think that's a tremendous work by all of us involved, and especially you guys. Thanks for your commitment to it. Not many questions. Just want to be clear. The thing that we're voting on tonight is about the assignment only. There aren't any other contractual changes or anything included in there at this time.
That's right. The assignment of the redevelopment agreement.
Great. And you have the all the approvals in hand, and you guys want to make an investment, which I have to thank you for. Thanks for making an investment in the borough. But it sounds like there's a lot of value to the project still, so I look forward to discussing the benefits that could, as we go forward, how do we do this? That's best between CEP and the borough as after the transition. So just looking forward to seeing this project come to fruition. Really want to see the landfill closed properly for everybody's sake, and solar benefit getting to the residents of Somerville to the best of our ability to pass on that savings to them. So, and I think there are even some businesses or others that might be interested in joining up if they ever have the possibility or chance to do so. I know it's not thought of in the initial programming here, but if anything changes, I'm sure there are those in town who would be of interest. So,
Good.
that's all I got.
Thank you.
Brian?
So a couple of things, and I think I heard you say about a year construction time?
Yeah,
Is that,
roughly. Yeah,
so
like
from
year,
shovel in
year
the
and a half.
ground, as long as the weather cooperates? It's about a year?
Yeah, roughly about a little, probably a year and a half for this project. A big defining for this project is the liner system. If we get in the winter months,
Right.
it has to be above 50 degrees.
It's got to be pliable, yeah, when you put it down.
Correct,
Yeah.
so.
Well, I look at this is a capstone project because this landfill has been through a whole lot over a long time. The landfill ceased operations, I think, in the 80s. And it wound its way into litigation probably for about 20, 25 years. And it was just a minefield. And we got it out in probably 2004, 2005. And then we began the whole redevelopment process. And through a number of iterations, we finally come to tonight. And as Andrew said, we're capping a landfill. And we're capping a landfill not at the individual taxpayer of Somerville cost. And that was one of the goals we set out to do back in 2004, 2005. That was one of the caveats. We had a list of a number of things that we wanted to accomplish, and that was one of them. So this is pretty significant for us. I know we had a 2-year delay a game, but I'm happy that that has been resolved and that we're moving forward. At the end of the day, we're capping a landfill. We're going to power about 1,500 homes. We're going to save money for those homes, and it's clean electric. So it's clean electric coming from a dirty landfill.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool, and I think it's good. So thank you. We have that on for tonight. You know what? Why don't we pull that right up front, and let's act on that resolution now. Hang on one second. 120?
Yes.
All right. Resolution number 120 is approving the sale and conveyance of Block 124, portions of lots 1, 17.01, 20, 21, and 22, located in the station and landfill redevelopment area by CS Energy Hathaway Solar, LLC, to CEP Renewables, LLC, and authorizing the assignment and assumption of the redevelopment agreement for the project. Do we have a motion?
So moved?
Second?
Discussion. Roll call, please.
Council members: Teresa Bonner,
Yes.
Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denny,
Yes.
Randy Pitts,
Yes.
Gina Stravic,
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
Gentlemen, start digging.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
That really is turning a huge negative into a big positive. You know, it's the savings alone is meaningful, especially now with where electricity prices are and going to go. So,
Well, you know, I think
huge project.
I think it's probably a good presentation to have to show over the last 20 years how many contaminated sites in the borough that we've taken and that we've cleaned up. They're significant. And one of the gentlemen who's sitting in the audience has cleaned up one of our contaminated sites as well, although he's not paying attention. I'm trying to give him a shout out, but. All right, so next up we have the budget presentation. Now the budget obviously starts last year, and we're at that point where we're ready to begin to introduce the budget. There's a whole lot of work that goes in behind it. The Budget Committee, which comprises Roger and Gina, works with Paige, Elster, and Kevin, and they're here tonight to propose a very thrifty taxpayer-conscious budget. Right? Is that's a good qualifier.
That's a great way to put it,
Roger, you
Mayor.
want to add anything to that?
No, it's budgets are never fun, because everybody has their wants and their needs, and it's balancing that with what we owe the taxpayer. So it's making sure that that the borough, gets the best amount for what we're asking. And Paige and Kevin always do a great job doing that and keeping everybody in line, and it's an awesome process. So, Paige?
Thank you. Good evening, Borough Council, Mayor, everybody. So this is just an overview of the 2026 budget, the current fund budget and the parking utility budget, and the capital budget. This slide represents some of our revenues. The revenues can be located on sheets 4 through 9 in your legal document, which will be posted on the website tomorrow, along with the presentation, so you'll be able to go back and forth. Some of the, our total revenues are $29,743,000. And we are using $5.2 million of surplus, which we are regenerating each year. And we have been stable in doing that. We're using about $5 million each year. And we have met or exceeded most of our local revenues. Our bank interest earnings are exceptionally strong. So we have a good relationship with our bank, although we are going out for RFP for banking because we're required to do so. And that's all part of the budget process. Our state aid is flat so far. We do have a new governor, so this year it's flat. We'll see what happens next year. We have our pilot revenue and our other contributions. This is all part of our big revenue picture. Our pilot revenues are $4.9 million. We have 2 new pilots that are included in this, and it's the Kirby Village and the Edge Phase 3, which is the new building on Main Street. And then we have, so the total new pilots that we're anticipating are $443,000 added to the $4.9 million. The other thing that we have been very successful in doing is sharing costs with the county and other neighboring municipalities. We've done a big push with Raritan and Borough to share CFO services, director of DPW, fire inspection services, and there's an offsetting revenue and appropriation. So we really are sharing a lot. And then there's also the county ones that aren't listed in here that are, the Board of Health we're doing with them, the engineering, print shop. So we are really looking to keep the costs down for the taxpayers of Somerville and for neighboring municipalities. We also share our court with Bridgewater. So all of those things add to our very strong financial picture that we have. The 2026 appropriations are broken up between salary and wages for $8.5 million and the other expenses for $9.5 million. And that's typical, that's where the budgets usually lay. These are just some statutory costs and insurance and utilities. Insurance, utilities, health insurance, all of that has gone up. In your own budgets that utilities are, as you just heard, are going up, and there's nothing we can do about it except weather the storm. Fortunately, in Somerville, we can do that because we've managed our money and invested it in things that we are allowed to, and we are able to keep the debt down. which is our next slide. Our current debt in this budget, we'll be paying $1.5 million in principal and $2.2 million in interest. But overall, our debt has decreased over the past 3 years. And this is important because in our capital, we have been funding our capital projects rather than borrowing money for them. So our net debt ratio has gone from 1.5 to 1.2 in 3 years.
I think that's
great.
very important to note, because that's an accomplishment, especially in today's economic environment for government. Typically, it's going the other way. It's going up. And I attribute that specifically to you, to Paige and to Kevin, in managing these funds very, very wisely. The pilots have given us an ability to have a little flexibility in how we utilize revenue coming in, and this is exactly a result of it. So that's smart money.
Thank you. So our budget formula is appropriation minus revenues equals taxation. And there have been other municipalities that do not raise their taxes and over many years, and then they get this big tax increase. We don't do that in Somerville. We have small increments of tax increase to keep it stable so people don't feel it, and it's only going up a little bit each time. So this year, on our average household, it's going, which is $276,000 right now, it's going up $27. So that's the municipal tax increase.
That's per year.
Per year.
That's, so
Yes.
people understand,
Yes.
it's $27 per year.
For the whole year, yes.
And it does not include Board of Education.
It does not. That is just a municipal tax increase. And I put on this slide that in the last decade, those are your tax rates, with the exception of 2017 when we did have a big increase. We've kept the tax rate stable. And that's very important because it shows financial growth and strength, and it's something that the bond rating agencies look at when they come in to do a bond rating. And I'm hoping that at our next bond rating, which I think will be soon, that we will increase our bond rating. Right now we have a AA. I'm hoping to get a AA+.
Awesome. Great.
So last year, our budget was $28,300,000. This year, it's $29,743,000. And the reason for that increase is mostly because of insurance and utilities and things like that. Things that really we can't control because we really haven't been spending, great amounts of money. The total increase to the taxpayer was $77,000, and it makes tax rate go up 0.5%. As I said before, the capital budget is fully funded, $2.3 million. It includes police equipment for body-worn camera program and technology equipment. It includes new grass cutting equipment because we're bringing our grass cutting back in-house, and building and grounds funding for new library roof replacement and Borough Hall HVAC project. We are also restructuring the Carol Pager ball fields and moving them, relocating them, turning them around. And then there's an outdoor fitness equipment funding. It's those concrete fitness stations, and you just have to find a spot for it. And I know there's some opinions. And then some turnout gear for the fire department and the ongoing street camera. And then our parking budget. Our parking budget is $4,000 more than it was last year. We are putting money into capital improvement, parking capital improvement, to revamp the parking collection system. And that's it. And paper copies of the budget will be available at Borough Hall. It'll be put on the website tomorrow. If anybody has any questions, they can reach out to me. The website is somervillenj.org/finances, where these documents can be found.
Excellent, excellent. Questions, discussion, comments from council?
I just want to say thank you to Paige. I know we spent a Saturday together going over the numbers. I'm confident in them. I think we've done a fine job, as she indicated, controlling our expenses and trying to maximize our revenue sources. We're in a good spot when you look at some of the other communities. They're not as well planned as we are, and we all need to be grateful for that. So thank you, Paige, and Kevin as well.
Thank you.
Any other comments?
No, just thank you.
Yep, thanks.
Tremendous work.
You do a great job every year. We appreciate it. Thank you.
I will tell you, Paige and her team do a great job. It all is on the basis of strong policy, to be honest with you. I said, having good policy from the governing body allows Paige's office certainly to understand what your goals are, as well as where you really want to spend money. Because the reality is the budget is a location where policy is really adopted, right? Where you decide that the money's more important than other areas, because of obviously the borough's done a great job. Obviously, the policies of pilots, the policies of shared services, those are all huge values that just I wouldn't say make her job easier, but it certainly makes my job easier. But yeah, so thank you very much for that.
No, well done. I think you've taken a very conservative fiscal approach to the borough and its needs. You fund those things that this governing body decides are important, as Kevin talked about. I think it also points out the value of the pilot programs. And this is where, the rubber hits the road. And it's allowing the borough to have some financial flexibility to pay down some debt, to add personnel where we see necessary, to enhance our police officers' equipment, to put in cameras where we think it's necessary in order to reduce the event of some vandalism. It just creates a safer, better community, and it starts with the finances. So thank you very much. You did a great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. At this point,
We'll need a motion to introduce the budget as well as the user-friendly budget.
all right, so item number 10 is the introduction of the 2026 municipal budget and the user-friendly budget. Do we have a motion?
So moved. Second?
Discussion. Roll call.
Council members: Teresa Bonner,
Yes.
Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Zaney,
Yes.
Randy Pitts,
Yes.
Gina Stravic,
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, snow removal recap discussion.
Sure. I'll jump off.
All right.
Obviously snow removal is something that everybody in the borough feels very passionately about, whether it's good or it's bad. It gets a lot of feedback. I will say that we have a lot of contractors that we have been partnering with, as well as the state comes through and the DPW does their part as well. And with the storms that we had, the council has, we've talked, and that we feel as though that everyone did a great job. The storm that hung around for what felt like 6 winters was a different animal altogether. I don't think anyone anticipated that it was going to turn into ice and stick around for as long as it did. The storms that we're used to around here, we get snow, and in a couple days it's gone, and then we get snow, and in a couple days it's gone. So I think dealing with that, we've learned a lot of important lessons, and one of those things is being addressed tonight in one of our introductions to an ordinance that we are changing, which talks about emergency no parking during a snowstorm. I have to say kudos to the Office of Emergency Management, Jason Kraska, and his team, as well as Kevin Saluka. They actually went out ahead of the storm and put door hangers out in key areas where we know that folks are not always moving their vehicles when it snows, which creates problems for other residents. So also in tonight's resolutions, we've got one coming up that could address part of that, which is 117 for an emergency contact system, which for those of you who may not know is kind of like a Nixle some other towns have. That's just a brand name, but it's a reverse 911 system that will allow the borough to maintain numbers of people who subscribe, just like our mailer, our eConnect that's on the website. And so we can send out notifications ahead and not maybe have to knock on so many doors and put all those man hours in. But those are the things that the OEM did and that our borough employees did prior to the storm. So all the things that you see, they didn't go curb to curb or people's cars didn't move. I know that there were also a lot of tickets handed out. Did we ever get a final total on that?
The second storm, I think there were about 80. Don't quote me on that number. The first storm, I believe there were closer to 170, if I recall correctly from what the chief had told me.
And also to understand, some of this is driven by neighbors. So if you know that there are cars on your street that aren't moving, people do contact the non-emergency number. Please do not dial 911, no one's moved their car. But the non-emergency police line and make notifications. And all of that certainly helped. And noticing even my street, I live on Eastern Avenue, and for the first time, I think, in the entire time that I've lived there, there were no cars on the street before that big snowstorm, the last one that came through, the blizzard conditions. So there's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes, and we can always learn and we can always improve, but those are important. The last thing that we had talked about, fire hydrants is an important thing. So just like curbs or the intersections, so if you live on a corner and you have a crosswalk, clearing out that corner is part of your responsibility with your sidewalk that's there. It helps out your property, but it also helps out your neighbors. The same thing is true of fire hydrants. It's helpful if you can go out and clear out. It's a 3-foot radius all around that fire hydrant, because the last thing, especially with that storm that turned into ice, for emergency crews to go out there, there's a fire in your neighborhood that the fire department needs to hook up to that hydrant. That could be a lot of time spent trying to break through that ice to get to that hydrant in order to, enact emergency services. And we want to make sure that everyone understands. If you have difficulties or you can't, I know for the two corners that are on, I am on Eastern, but right next to High Street, I go out there with my snowblower and I help out whoever I can. So if you have to rely on neighbors, that's great. We want to, certainly reach out before a storm comes. Hey, I know I can't lift this or I can't do this, and ask your neighbors. Everyone is happy to do so. I see plenty of people up and down the street with snow shovels and sharing snow blowers and everything on those lines. That's the great part about our community. So these things will certainly help as we move forward. I know that in the past, the fire department, after the snowstorm, will have folks stick around and they were digging out fire hydrants. So if they continue that program, that's great. But it's also understanding that as the homeowner, if you have a fire hydrant, in the right-of-way on your property, that little strip between the sidewalk and the street, that is your responsibility as well. Again, if you have trouble or you need help, certainly ask your neighbors. And if it comes to be a real issue, obviously you can let the town know, and then we can make sure that that's one of the areas that we pay attention to. Same thing with the corners. Those are important. The one thing that we hold very near and dear in this town, especially with Vanderveer School, is we are a walking school district. They have the walking school bus on Wednesdays, and having those sidewalks clear, it's 12 hours. 12 hours after a storm, sidewalks are to be clear because we are, again, a walking school district. And it's important for the students to have a safe, way to walk to school if they choose to do so.
That was a lot.
It was.
Yes. So, and just for edification, the ordinance that we're looking to change, and we'll go into it later, Currently, the fine for not moving your car during a snow emergency is $40. That is going to $100. The goal is compliance. It's not revenue, it's compliance. Somebody leaving their car parked during a snowstorm not only affects their property in front of their home, it affects, laterally as well. And it becomes a problem. So if you have multiple cars on a street, that street can turn into a very difficult place to get through in a situation where everything turns to ice. So people understand, in an event of a large storm coming, we have an emergency management meeting. We all get together. Glenn is the liaison to emergency management. And we all get together with police, fire, rescue, OEM, CERT, DPW, finance, administration. It's a contingent of probably close to 20 people. And our job is to kind of plan on what's going to happen. We try to have to figure out what's going to happen and set in place some parameters of how we're going to respond. What I can tell you is those last two big storms, we had about 28 pieces of snow removal equipment in our 2.5 square miles. That's a lot of equipment. The borough's broken in half. Half is done by DPW, half is done by a contractor, but we had a lot of equipment out there. And I said this before, patience. Somebody's first and somebody's last, and it always happens. And it's a challenge. And what's interesting is as soon as the snow stops, if you look on social media, why isn't my street plowed? The second the snow stops, and then my phone starts ringing, and then their phones start ringing. And give our folks a little bit of time. A lot of times, especially in these types of storms, they've already been plowing for 6 or 8 hours. In a large storm, it's not that you can just wait and then just go. You have to continually plow because you can't get through this stuff. Once it comes down and you've got 8, 10, 12 inches, 14 inches, it needs multiple passes. So patience. They did a great job of communicating in those areas where we saw a significant amount of cars. And I think the amount of tickets decreasing from the first storm to the second storm is indicative of that. So, we'll continue to evolve in terms of our communication. And again, we'll ask the public to continue to evolve in their level of patience.
I do want to be self-reflective a little bit in this, and to say that the contractors did a great job. We get improved with each storm. It's very important that we show a track record of that. But at the same time, getting from curb to curb, which was a common complaint, especially early on in the winter, was really influenced by the amount of cars that were on the street, and not so much the contractors' inability to plow snow. But also on Main Street, where we created that wall, the state created this wall of ice on our parking meters and all that. I just think maybe for our next storm, we think about what the following week looks like, right? Everybody didn't expect it to drop down to so cold that it would stay for a month and a half. But at the same time, when that happens, we still got to kind of get the snow out of there, right? And so I know we can't just dump it where it would be easiestly dumped, but at the same time, we got to find a solution. There were parts of town where we did follow through on removal, and I think that we could next time consider how much more of that might be necessary post-storm. Certainly, the emergency cleanup of all the streets is most important, but after all that's finished, let's make sure we do the rest of the job. And I think that might be what might make it a little bit easier for everybody to navigate our town after snow, is making sure that we don't stop just because it's 12 hours after the snow either,
Okay, good. Any other discussion?
Mayor, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that Jason saved a lot of people a lot of money. He singly handed out and did the flyers and the door hangers that told people not to park on the street. And I think he probably went through about 600 of them.
Awesome. Good job.
So a lot of people owe him a thank you for not getting a $40 ticket, soon to be $100.
All right, thank you. At this point, I'll ask for a motion to open the meeting to the public.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Council members, Teresa Bonner,
Yes. I said aye. Yes.
Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denny,
Yes.
Randy Pitts.
Yes.
Gina Stravic.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, public portion is now open. Please state your name and address for the record, and please address your comments to me.
Hi, my name is David DeVoren. I live at 71 Davenport Street. First off, I am more than pleased to hear about the 2 solar installations that are taking place. It really is a win for everybody. And moving forward, the town does have some significant decisions that it needs to make. Auto enrollment is one of them. And I am very much looking forward to seeing how that decision is made. Even raising my hand to see if I can contribute in any way possible to help those that are making those decisions, what would be best for the town. So I just wanted to say thank you for getting this done. And again, I'm raising my hand to see if there's anything I can do to help.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other public comment?
Can I lower this? Hi, I'm Maria Veronic. I own 2 businesses on Main Street, 96 West Main and 196 West Main. I'm coming to you guys today, good evening first of all, with a bit of a concern, and I sit within my 8 walls on Main Street, and I'm pretty quiet usually. But I have a bit of a concern with the relationship between the businesses and the Downtown Somerville Alliance. I feel like when I came into town, it was more that I was told that the Downtown Somerville Alliance was working with us. I feel over the past several months, it's been more that we are working for the Downtown Somerville Alliance. There have been many opportunities where, and we could talk further about my examples, because I have some written down. But I just feel like there's a we and them aspect happening right now. It's disheartening because I came into Somerville with the joy and the camaraderie of the town and all the businesses, and I just feel like right now it's lacking a lot of that. And I feel like we answer more to the Downtown Somerville Alliance rather than them partnering with us and to hear what the actual businesses want. It's more or less what our leadership at the DSA is doing, and not Kevin. It's our leadership at the DSA, what they're doing, and are we okay with what they're doing? And I just feel like it should be a little bit of the opposite. So,
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment?
Hi, I'm Maddie Porandare. I'm also a small business owner here in Somerville. I'm actually 2 months old here in Somerville. I started as a pop-up, and I asked DSA for a lot of help in finding a space because, as Mayor Gallagher, you know, you came to my grand opening. I was very stubborn, and I didn't want to go to any other town, and I wanted to stay in Somerville.
Thank you.
They did not help me at all, and I found that very disheartening when I was trying to find a space here. When I did finally find a space, they never reached out to me to see if they can help me with a grand opening or to make my space known to Somerville. I feel very alone in this right now in Somerville because I'm marketing all on my own. DSA has not stepped up. I've been open 2 months. DSA has not even walked through my doors yet to welcome me to the community. So I really would like the council to just listen to the small business owners. There's only 3 of us in the room today. Mondays are our days off. A lot of us can't make it, but we did try to come here. We are representing a lot of the businesses here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment?
Good evening. John Sineski, 126 North Dowdy. I've been a resident of Somerville for 80 years. I mention that because if I weren't happy with Somerville, I would have left a long time ago. But on North Dowdy, people keep their houses up, and I don't feel that the borough is doing their part to keep the street up because the street is hideous. I would guess that the council members and the mayor have not been on North Dowdy between West Summit and Mountain in quite a while.
You're on the curve.
Just hideous. I mean, they come and patch it once in a while. The latest effort is they just throw stones into the holes. Women come around the corner with their, baby carriages. Kids come from Immaculata off that street. It's very dangerous. So I'm wondering if anything can be done. It's been a while, since the last century, since that road's been paved.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any other public comment?
Lorenzo De Luca from Cafe Picasso, 81 West Main Street. I know you guys were talking about snow and no snow removal, right? I understand your concerns regarding like the town and the towny areas, but I felt like, I know that we didn't have storms like this in the past years, one after the other is having, but I felt that the Main Street was a little bit abandoned in that aspect. And me being a person that is always out on the Main Street, stepping out my door and seeing like 5 foot of snow standing in front of me, it's not something that I want to see or any other guest that comes to the town wants to see, right? So my question is like, yes, we do clean up front of our buildings as much as we can, but like, why isn't the other snow removed? As I'm not trying to like cause drama or nothing like that, but it's like, I drive to a different town local to us and they were removing it. And Somerville district didn't. We talk about how Main Street, it's an area where people walk. I stood in front of Main Street for weeks and I've seen ice all around. Now, I do my part on getting bags of ice and bags of salt and throwing everywhere, but it's like even the walkway, the Jardiniera on the other side, it was just one line. I'm not saying like you said, give us time, I get it. We give everybody time, but I don't know who runs the downtown area because it looked like crap, I gotta be honest, because not only there was snow there, but there was also garbage thrown on top of the snow. And I don't know if you guys see this, and I'm sure you do, Mayor, you run, and I'm not sure of anything like that, but that is not a look that you wanna have in Main Street when you're trying to bring buildings in, you're trying to bring electrical in and power surging in, or whatever you might wanna do. But the Main Street's the heart of the town, I believe, where people come and then explore, correct? So I just don't understand why there was so much snow left out there, and then not only did the snow melt, but there was no street cleaning. The sidewalk, I had to come out with my blower and do it. It's not about just me. I'm assuming that the whole Main Street was like that, right? But I think there should be more action, quicker action on that. And the most disgusting thing I gotta say, you just seen garbage on top of the snow. Like bags of garbage. I'm talking about mattress too. I'm not talking about a bag of garbage, open containers, stuff like that. So that's my concern for the look of the town and for the direction that the town wants to go. And I think that's sometimes overlooked. I think they should be more lenient with building owners who don't maintain their policies. If they have garbage in the back, it should be in the back. The tenants should bring in the back. It shouldn't be in the front of the Main Street for days. And that's a major concern that's always keep on happening. And I feel that it's been neglected more than anything. And this year, looking at 4 foot of snow with garbage on top and seeing people try to walk the street, because I see it every day. I'm not sure. I see it every day. It's not something that you might want to have. And I totally don't want that. So thank you for your time. I'm sorry. I just want to give my point.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
That was
No,
one of my
this
concerns that I
is
had.
why we have this.
Yeah, because like, honestly, I've seen people walk and decide, even on the sidewalks, there was a lot of ice. They didn't walk, like, it was dangerous, all right? So that's my concern too.
Thank you.
All right, my pleasure. Thank you.
Any other public comment? Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion to close.
So moved.
Second?
Discussion? Roll call.
Council members, Teresa Bonner.
Yes.
Andrew Conti.
Yes.
Glenn Denny.
Yes.
Randy Pitts.
Yes.
Gina Stravic.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, so cover a bunch of different things. Number one, gentleman in the back from Davenport Street. If you would give your name and contact information to Colin, as we get closer and you want to be a part of that rollout of the electric, you're in it. And we'll never turn down a volunteer.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, DSA. What I would first suggest, and I hear you, but what I would first suggest is going to a DSA meeting and voicing this. That really is the forum for this. We have some oversight, but the DSA is a separate autonomous organization. It used to not be, but around 2018-19, it split off from the confines of the borough where we maintained a semblance of authority over it day to day. We don't have that. It is run by a separate board of directors. It's a separate nonprofit entity. We do have some financial oversight over it. But these types of challenges really belong at the DSA board, and I would encourage you to go, because the only way to fix things, whether real or perceived, is to address them. And I agree, and I think this is step one coming out to us. I've had conversations with both of you. You both have wonderful businesses. I was at both ribbon cuttings and grand openings, and they're awesome, so thank you. Go to the DSA and talk about some of the challenges that you see. You might be surprised at what comes back, but the DSA is very similar to us. We can't fix what we don't know is broken. So, and if it is broken. So, but it gives the board an ability to take a step back and take a look at how they're operating and understand whether it's the right way or the wrong way. But please, go to the board.
Have you gone to the board?
Hang on, time's up. So, no, it's, so.
I mean.
Hang on. So, we can have a separate sideline conversation, but it really belongs before the DSA board. If there are grievances with the performance of anybody in the DSA, that's not something we handle day to day. That really belongs before the board. All right? Thank you. 126 North Dowdy. Where'd he go? All right. Kevin, can we get DPW out there? I know we can't plow right now. I mean, we can't really look at the roads. Let's find out where it's at. I think that road is pretty harsh.
Yeah, I'm not overly familiar of the condition, but we'll take a look at it tomorrow.
Yeah, all right. And then Lorenzo, I don't disagree with you. And what I'm going to take away from this is I think from a snow removal standpoint, we, meaning collective, the council, and the DSA, because this is a shared, typically snow has always been a shared removal operation. But maybe the OEM takes a look at it from an emergency perspective, and at a certain level of snow and or ice, that's when it kicks in and we remove it, so that we have some kind of benchmark. If it's 2 or 3 inches, and I don't think we need to be out there. I think nature will take care of that fairly quickly. But if we have 10, 12, 16, 24, 30 inches, that's when things need to be removed. I agree with you. I also agree with you on the garbage. It's an awful look. What I can tell you is exactly what you said. There are some landlords that don't pay attention to their property. And I've had this discussion at Borough Hall, in that when there's trash that's put out that shouldn't be out front, issue the landlord, don't go looking for the tenant who put it out, but issue the landlord a fine for illegal dumping. That's why they have, what do you call it, deposits, client deposits. That will get their attention. And if there's consistently fines going to that landlord, we see it, and at some point they're going to get tired of being fined, and they're going to go after their tenants. So I agree with you. All right. So ordinances for introduction.
Before we move on, I just really want to jump on the fact that we've had a lot of comments about downtown tonight and the DSA, and I would have to imagine that if business owners are showing up here, then they have attempted to go through the original avenues that they should go through and have come here out of frustration for not getting traction through those avenues. So while it's not an organization that we govern, it is an organization that we appointed to be in charge of the special district. If they are failing to meet their minimum requirements, whether that be the performance from the business owner's perspective, the lack of confidence in their capabilities, or just be that they don't have enough members, then we should consider what the future of that organization is and whether the DSA as an organization is the right one for our designated special improvement district corporation. There could be other options if we wanted to investigate them. The current state of it is concerning to me, and I think to multiple members of the council, and I would like them to at least come in and answer some questions.
That's a little bit of a bold statement to make. I understand that there may be some perceived challenges from the DSA. We have somebody who represents the Borough Council on the DSA board, and what I would suggest is that this is a discussion not for the public session at this point, because it really is a discussion for executive session. And if you want to have that discussion, we can schedule it for the next executive session. But having that discussion at this public session, I don't think is appropriate at all. So if we want to schedule that for executive session, we can put that on there. All right, ordinances for introduction. Number 2789 is an ordinance providing funding for various capital purposes for the Borough of Somerville and appropriating $2,367,500 for such purpose. This is our capital expenditures, which were outlined by page, and I will open up for public comment on 2789. Hearing none, I'll close 2789, and I'll ask for a motion for introduction, please.
So moved?
Second?
Discussion. Roll call.
Council members, Teresa Bonner,
Yes.
Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denny,
Yes.
Randy Pitts,
Yes.
Gina Stravic.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, 2790 is amending Chapter 166, Section 10.2 of the Borough Code entitled Emergency No Parking. Kevin, just a brief overview on that?
What changes there is during the predominantly changes, it changes really two things. One is it changes the fine amount from $40 to $100, and it changes the, who receives that direction, and that would be from the Office of Emergency Management to make it a street that won't allow cars that day.
Okay, all right. Public comment on 2790 is now open? Sure.
Again, David DeVoren, 71 Davenport Street. It says that there's a strikeout that with no advice coming from other people. I'm assuming that you would be getting advice if you had questions. And I'm therefore wondering why you need to strike that out. Am I misreading the document?
I've got to see where you're,
It's
So that's
H.
in
Section H.
Section H, yes. So the management, the emergency management coordinator by statute actually has that authority. Trust me, he does. He
Seek
sends out
advice?
plenty of emails and conversation before that occurs. But under the law, it's his authority to order that.
in an emergency
Yeah,
situation.
in an emergency
Yeah,
situation.
if-
But I
if
would
there-
imagine if someone has a question, they're going to seek advice from somebody that would know.
Either in a declared state of emergency, that same team, I shouldn't say that same team, there's a team that's pulled together, the emergency management team. And again, it's comprised of police, fire, squad. It's comprehensive.
Okay, thank you.
Any other public comment? Hearing none, close public comment. Motion for introduction, please.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion. Roll call. Oh,
I had one thing I wanted to say on it. We say that we're gonna have them towed. It obviously seems to be by a private company and imagined in the language here. My only, 2 points on this. I think we should add language that limits the amount they're able to charge so that people don't go broke, because I know we wanna make it so that everybody complies, but I'd rather not be the reason someone can't make rent. I also think that if that's not a reasonable solution for all of us, then maybe we direct them to tow it to a public lot in town rather than take people's cars to a private storage space for the towing company where no one can get access to it and you have to get a ride to that facility. We just tow it to a public parking space in town where we want cars parked during the snow to avoid the problem of, hey, where's my car? We could at least let people know that if your car's been towed, it'll be in lot blah, you know.
So
do we have already a
yeah, so
towing
the
contract?
The
Yeah.
borough already has a towing ordinance that's in place that actually it's difficult because the rates are actually very low, so it's very hard to get a tow to actually tow the vehicles. And that's the struggle is, so if you had an accident on the street right now, you know, and the police department had to call a tower, we have a towing list that we utilize at a fee that's already determined by the governing body that we kind of visit every couple of years, but the number's actually low, so it is actually very difficult during a snowstorm to get anybody towed. So it might be something we revisit, because I don't particularly think the towers want to come out for public work at the fee that we provide them, but that is taken care of in the towing ordinance.
Yeah. So if we want to address it, we should address it through the towing ordinance. Yeah. Okay. Roll call.
Council members, Teresa Bonner,
Yes.
Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denny,
Yes.
Randy Pitts.
Yes.
Gina Stravic,
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, ordinances for public hearing and adoption. Number 2784 is amending the redevelopment plan for the West Main Street redevelopment area, specifically blocked 124.01, lots 2.01, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 14, and Block 130, lots 1, 2, 4, and 5, pursuant to NJSA as noted. This is the West Main Street redevelopment area. It's being extended to include the Granites Building and the area behind it surrounding Veterans Memorial Drive and then coming up Somerset Street. It is, for most of these blocks and lots, it is opt-in. If they would like to be included as a part of the redevelopment area, they can. They do not have to be. They are not scheduled for any redevelopment other than those identified. So if they would like to opt in, they can. Is that about right, Colin?
Yep.
Okay. So, public hearing on 27, hang on.
87.
80 what?
84.
84, thank you. I turned my page. Is, actually, motion to open the public hearing on
So
27.
moved.
Second?
Discussion? Roll call.
Council members: Teresa Bonner.
Yes.
Andrew Conti.
Yes.
Glenn Denny.
Yes.
Randy Pitts.
Yes.
Gina Stravic.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, public hearing on 2784 is now open.
Greg Storms, DGM Management. Can you just clarify that, Mayor, on when you said you can opt in?
Yeah, if you own a parcel of property in that, you can opt into being a part of take advantage of the redevelopment benefits.
Okay.
You do not have to be.
And how do you know if you're in, I don't know the lot and block that we're in. So,
Yeah, you're noted in here, but you are not a part of it unless you would like to be.
and how would we become part of it? In this ordinance or a future ordinance?
Send a letter to us and you'll be a part of it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Any other public comment in the hearing? Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Yes, I just want to raise for public note that I believe that Section E, numbers 3 and 4, need to be addressed with the hiring of a independent or private licensed tree expert to oversee and verify that the trees are planted as spec'd here. I say that that's been a problem in the past, 20 years on the Environmental Commission, and I've seen it happen. So I know we talked about this, about the planning board taking care of it, but I wanted to make a public note of that, so the planning board does take care of it.
Perfect, thank you.
So that was the motion to close the public hearing. by the
Correct.
way. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, council, this is to close the public hearing.
Correct.
Council members: Teresa Bonner.
Yes.
Andrew Conti.
Yes.
Glenn Denny.
Yes.
Randy Pitts.
Yes.
Gina Stravic.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
all right, motion for adoption, please.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Council members: Teresa Bonner.
Yes.
Andrew Conti.
Yes.
Glenn Denny.
Yes.
Randy Pitts.
Yes.
Gina Stravic.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
Okay, 2788 is amending Chapter 102-118 entitled Off-Street Parking and Loading Requirements, Section F, entitled Driveways. This is an ordinance that will tighten up driveway entrances and exits and curb cuts so that the curb cut into the borough right-of-way will exit into a same zone as what is adjacent to that curb cut. All right, is that about right, Colin? Yes. Thank you. All right, motion to open the public hearing on 2788.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, roll call.
Council members: Teresa Bonner.
Yes.
Andrew Conti.
Yes.
Glenn Denny.
Yes.
Randy Pitts.
Yes.
Gina Stravic.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, public hearing on 2788 is now open. Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion to close.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, roll call.
Council members: Teresa Bonner.
Yes.
Andrew Conti.
Yes.
Glenn Denny.
Yes.
Randy Pitts.
Yes.
Gina Stravic.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, motion for adoption, please.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, roll call.
Council members: Teresa Bonner.
Yes.
Andrew Conti.
Yes.
Glenn Denny.
Yes.
Randy Pitts.
Yes.
Gina Stravic.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, consent resolutions, any to be pulled off for further discussion? All right, hearing none. 109, award of a contract to Axon Enterprise, doing business as Evidence.com for conducted energy devices, which are tasers, certifications, add-on certifications, and Safariland holsters under state contract as noted. 110, approving Somerville Fire Department application for Daniel Juback. I think that's awesome. 111, authorizing the borough's billing rate charge for off-duty police officer services and directing notification to Jobs for Blue effective May 1, 2026. 112 is approving the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride 2026, a worldwide charity motorcycle ride benefiting prostate cancer research and men's mental health programs to utilize parking spaces in front of the historic courthouse on Main Street and between East High and Grove on May 17. 113 is authorizing free parking on May 14 for Girls' Night Out, starting at 4 p.m. in all municipal lots. 114 is memorializing the submission of an application for community project funding for the Downtown Capital Improvements Project. 115 is authorizing free parking on June 25th for Pride Festival, starting at 4 p.m. in all municipal lots. 116 is authorizing an agreement between the Borough of Somerville and County of Somerset for recycling pickup for the year of 2026. 117 is authorizing the application to the statewide insurance fund for grant funding for a borough-wide emergency communication system. 118 is accepting a donation of historical items from Barbara Novato to become the property of the Borough of Somerville. 119 is approving the hiring of Joseph Julia as Public Works Operations Supervisor. 120 is approving the sale and conveyance of Block 124.
Did that one.
Or-
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Yep,
Pulled it
got it.
earlier.
Thank you. Motion, please.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
No, actually, we got to do a roll call. Sorry.
Council members Teresa Bonner,
Yes.
Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denis,
Yes.
Randy Pitts.
Yes.
Gina Stravic.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, bills and vouchers. Roger.
I make a motion to approve bills and vouchers in the amount of $759,248.61.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Council members Teresa Bonner,
Yes.
Andrew Conti,
Yes.
Glenn Denis,
Yes.
Randy Pitts.
Yes.
Gina Stravic.
Yes.
Roger Vroom.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Denis, I will ask for a motion for adjournment.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? This meeting is adjourned.